All right, Schlockmeisters fans, we're going to watch something here. It used to be called Cannibal, but I got it as Jungle Holocaust. Let's check it out. All right, we got a few people flying into a Philippine jungle. They're looking for oil. So they land.
Are you okay?
A little bit of a rough landing.
Stop! How the hell did he roll and let the strip get into this condition? I don't get it. They're not here to meet us. They could hardly miss hearing us land.
Evidence
This
of
was made
natives.
by a man. And whoever made it, used it to kill. Blood.
They find the people or person who's there to meet them. He's looked better.
Oh my God. They massacred them. With some on the Amazon, and then you get... Stop. No more of that. What are you trying to do, for Christ's sakes? Give me the shakes.
Cannibals. Later, one of them trips a booby trap. We get our first glimpse of the cannibal tribe. And they're doing what cannibal tribes do. Survivors, Robert and Ralph, they build a little makeshift raft, but that doesn't go very far. And they become separated. Robert finds some mushrooms and eats them, but they're not good mushrooms. They're poisonous mushrooms, and they have a bad side effect. A while later, he's awoken to the poking and prodding of some natives. Later on, he's tied up, and they tear off all his clothes. He spends most of the rest of the film completely naked. They think he can fly or something, so they bring him up in this bungee cord type thing and drop him until he passes out. From his cage, he witnesses them. They'd cut open this guy's arm and put a bunch of ants on him. Later on, while in his cage, he's get a visit by Pulan, one of the very few female tribe members we see. She takes a fancy to him. We're treated to the lovely sight of butchering an alligator for food. The thong-wearing Pulan then helps him escape. He still has no clothes, but he's out. They witness a woman give birth to a baby, then toss it in the water. For whatever reason, at one point, Pulan decides to run from him, and he pursues. Maybe it was a mating ritual, who knows, because a few minutes later, they're friends again, eating some grub worms. They eventually find Rolf. Rolf is suffering from some gangrene on his leg.
It's only an hour's ride from Los Angeles.
Robert finally gets himself a loincloth, too. The aforementioned gangrene leg.
Christ. According to the manuals on survival,
Trying to find their plane.
the helicopter won't find us. Anyway, I think they've given up on us. Okay, we'll try. We can't stay here forever. Robert,
The natives aren't far behind. The natives take a spear of Pulan and kill her. And they get Rolf, too.
Robert.
And Pulan is their next meal. While Rolf and Robert try to get away. Yummy, yummy Pulan. At least they cooked her. Weak in condition, they can't run very fast, and the natives catch them, and Robert has a hand-to-hand combat with one of them. Robert kills the native, and I guess to prove that he's just as badass as they are, rips out his liver and takes a bite. Anyway, they manage to get to the airplane and are able to take off. But unfortunately for Ralph, he dies in the back seat months later. And then we learn that it's a true story. Sure it is. All right, let's talk about Jungle Holocaust. I haven't seen a good cannibal movie in a while. And I still haven't. Ha! See what I did there? No, I don't know. Was it any good? Yeah, it wasn't bad. When I first became aware of this movie, it was a video store that I used to frequent in Two Rivers, Wisconsin back in the 80s and 90s. In fact, I worked at that video store for 7 years in the 90s while I was in college. And they had, I think it was a clamshell box, a movie called Cannibal, which was this movie. I never actually watched it or saw it. I'm not even sure how I didn't get it at some point, but I eventually got it maybe in the late 90s. I rented it from a video store in the Milwaukee area somewhere. And that's where I first copied it and got a hold of it. Watched it then, didn't remember a damn thing about it. Picked up the DVD maybe 5-6 years later when it came out on DVD. Still never watched the DVD until today. So I'm getting around to everything, and now is the time for Jungle Holocaust. 4 guys, or actually 3 guys and a girl, go into the Philippines. They're like oil prospectors or something. The people that were supposed to meet them in the jungle are not there. In fact, they find the bodies. Only see one of them, but presumably they're all there. They're just been they're dead. They're murdered. They were rotting corpses. Next thing you know, they run into some cannibals. 2 of them are killed almost instantly. 2 of them escape. They escape on a raft, but they get separated. One of them gets kidnapped by some natives, some cannibals, and they take him back. They basically throw him in a cage. They rip off all of his clothes. Guy literally spends probably 50 minutes of this film completely nude, and he wasn't shy about showing everything. And at one point, he's in this cage. Some little kids start peeing on him. They throw him some food. It looks like I don't know what it is. It's probably human, but I don't think he was eating it. But then this one woman named Pulan, I don't ever hear her name, but apparently that's her name. She's played by the actress Mimi Lay or something like that. I assume she's a Philippine lady, and I have her in a couple movies. I think one was called Au Pair Girls. She only did like 17 movies. Attractive actress. She takes a liking to Robert and eventually helps him escape. She has very little on herself, but she's covered from the bottom down. But again, Robert isn't. He's running through the jungle with the winky flapping in the breeze there. But they escape. They eventually do it, and then they run into Rolf, who's got gangrene on his leg. They try to escape to find the airplane. Pulan gets killed by the natives, and then they rip her open and eat her, cook her and eat her. Rolf gets speared, but he's still alive, and then the natives catch up to them, and then Robert ends up going into hand-to-hand combat with one of the natives, and he beats him. He kills him, and then he rips out his liver and like shows it to the other natives and starts chomping on it like, hey, I'm a badass cannibal too. What you gonna do? And the cannibals really don't do anything. I think they kind of followed him to the airplane, but they didn't. They let him go. They take off. Rolf dies in the back of the airplane shortly after takeoff, and then Robert got away, and we learned that it was a true story. Sure it was. Anyway, that's Cannibal Holocaust. A little bit of nudity in it, not much actually, I should say, Pulan, the one female, had a lot of nudity. Robert's dick can be seen constantly through this movie, and a lot of the natives are nude too. There's plenty of gore in this movie. Cannibalism, of course. Pulan's head gets thrown off at one point after she's dead. I think this movie actually killed some animals too. I think they killed a bird and they slaughtered a poor alligator. So it's one of those movies that has some nasty stuff in it. But yeah, anyway, what's his name? Ruggiero Diodato or whatever the hell his name. He made 3 of these cannibal movies. I think the other one was it Cannibal Holocaust? And then I think he did Cut and Run later on. I don't think I've ever read Cut and Run yet, but I have it. Anyway, that's Jungle Holocaust. I believe it's available on Blu-ray, and I'd be shocked if it isn't. I've had this DVD, like I said, for 20 plus years from Shriek Show. Never watched it until today. There's like a bunch of lobby cards and all kinds of goodies in here. It's got some weight to it, this DVD. So anyway, I liked it. Pretty decent film. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about Jungle Holocaust, a.k.a. Cannibal. Although I think the on-screen title was Last Cannibal World. I think that's what it said. I'll leave a link to something down below on Amazon, or for Amazon, either the Blu-ray or the DVD, and click it and buy it. Help me out. Watch it. Leave some comments. Bye. Jungle Holocaust.